Yes, we are recording. So today, this is my messy table as usually. I made plenty of them, those little bells, and I will pull out my ones that I wore. There's 3 of them, some solid colors. There are some little balls on it with stripes and gray-yellow combination. There are several options or endless options how to make these bells, because this is really a very simple technique, so you can play with. I like really the blends. These are from Premo clay, because I work mostly with Premo, but I think it should work with all brands somehow. Yeah. So if you work with Cernit, it should work with Fimo also, or Parro. I think it's okay. Yes, I moved my hands. I need to set up this a bit. Yeah. Okay. So let's start. The basic technique. I would start with blends. So I prepared 3 colors for them, and we will go through the pasta machine in this direction. Yeah. Abracadabra, and we have a blend already. Yeah. And because I like when outside and inside is different color, we need to underlay our blend by different color, anyone. Yeah. And we will go through the pasta machine again. But before you do it, you need to trim edges. This doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. And we will go on middle setting of my pasta machine. I will make a bit bigger one because I want you to see something. So it's longer now. And I went through the number 4 on Atlas pasta machine now. And Imperia, it is also number 4 or number 3. But the thickness of clay depends on how big bells you want to make. Because I really like these tiny ones. These are really small. And they are very thin because the thick clay doesn't work well for them. But if you want to make a bigger ones, this is twisted just for fun, it's better to use a thicker clay. You will see. And also the clay condition matters. Yeah, because if you have very soft clay, it's better to have it thicker. I will mute you. Okay, I hope so. So, what do you need? You don't need to measure much. I don't measure. I'm really lazy to measure anything. So I will just cut it into 10, is approximately 1 centimeters, approximately. For 2 bells, you need 10. I will make 1 bell now. So I cut 5. And what is really important, that the clay must be fresh, because if not, it will break. I can show you an example, because the pattern can be really, this is satin slide pattern. It's still quite firm. It looks okay, but it's old. But Premo is very firm for a long time, but it's not fresh. And I will show you later what happened. Even it looks good, it is not. Yeah, so be careful. And what I do, simply cut. You can, this will be top of the bell, this is the bottom. Yeah. So I will cut like this. One and second, I don't measure because this is organic, inspired by Columbine flower seeds. They look like this. I found them in my garden and I like the shape of this bell and I tried to create this from polymer clay. So you have 5 this tie shapes, and I found easier or more comfortable when I use the knitting needle. Yeah, so just put it on the knitting needle, shape it, and then close the bow and touch. It's very simple. Doesn't matter which direction. And close it. I hope you can see it. Oh, so better than this one. Yeah. It could be thicker, this clay, for this size. Okay. And I will shape the bow very quickly. Yes. Normally I work very slowly. Yeah. Then work. But today I don't want to waste your time with, you know, very slow work. It's boring to watch. So we have 5 nice, almost nice petals, and we need to just touch them together, stick them together. Looks simple. This part is a bit tricky. It looks easier than it is because there is a 5 of them. But of course you can make with 6, 7. Yeah, original flower has 5. So we have this 5 brothers and we need to shape them nicely together. Yes. This part, I don't care much. It's ugly. Yeah, but doesn't mind. Now I use a needle tool. It's on. And you can just simply pinch, 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 pinch the top of the bell. I don't care much about this part because you can cut it out after baking. So just pinch it to connect it together. And now, yeah, it's not very knitted one. You can smooth the fingerprints. The Premo is quite fingerprints resistant clay. Cernit, if it's fresh, it's harder to make a nice surface. For me, it's harder. Maybe you are a better clayer, but I fighting with fingerprints on Cernit, so I prefer Premo. And we have the bell, yeah, and we need to shape. I normally do it on this needle, but I want you to see. So
Sorry, Pavla, can you see, because some people want to come in and they cannot join the course.
Yes. Okay. I will repeat this step more time for all of new joiners. Yeah, I will make more bells. So this slowly, because we want to bend and open the color inside. So you work slowly, because if you do it quickly, it may break. And I have already, I will show you the bad example. Yeah, I made, when you work fast, do you see the crackles? It's really ugly. Yeah, so slowly then work, and we will have a first bell already finished, blue one with mustard yellow inside. Very simple. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just copy the flower in my garden, but it was not such a colorful. And how to bake it? In case of Premo, you can bake it directly like this. Nothing happened. Not non-glossy surface, of course. So this is a paper. Or you can, if they are smaller, you can bake them like this. So standing. In case of other clays, use cornstarch for baking. But Premo, comfortable, it keeps shapes. You can bake it exactly like this. And because I like the combination of bells, because it's very simple, so it could be boring to have just one. I like to combine solid colors with stripes, because it's funny. It's just. So how to work with stripes? I think you know it, but I will show you. First, what you need to do, clean my table a bit, is you need to make a cane, fresh striped cane, because the old one probably will not work. So this is middle setting. It's quite thick. I use cutter because I am lazy to measure anything, so I just simply cut 2 squares, and it's enough for us for our project. So just simply stack them and go through the pasta machine. And I will go on number 4. Just this is a little bit less than middle setting. And that's all. And now just cut it somehow, stack it, and we will have, it's not very needed work. We have a very simple striped cane, fresh one. Yeah, not very nice, but you know what, it doesn't mind. So we need to underlay this by some clay. And on thickest setting. So you need to have a color, also different color you want to have inside. So I will use this light blue. This is thickest setting. This is very thick. Number 0 on Atlas machine, but it's doesn't matter. Just as thick as possible. Or you can use 2 layers of clay under it, just to have it. And when you want to cut stripes, it's better to cut them this direction, yeah. But of course, I will do it this way. This shape is not very comfortable for cutting this direction, so I will make another one. Yeah, it's easier to cut because it's shorter. Yeah, so you need to cut it. And I found this flexible knife because it's very thin. It's from Cernit. It's a very nice one. It's good for cutting of stripes because it's thin. And now also we want to cut very thick stripes. We need just two. It's not very needed, but I don't mind. And just stuck them on your clay. Doesn't matter if it is a bit messy. What is important only is just not to have more clay under here because it will spread. So just cut this. This doesn't matter, but this is important. And you will go through the pasta machine, thickest setting, less, until the setting you want. So 4 bells, middle setting, or bit less. Yeah. So I will go. This is first time, thickest setting. This is the middle setting already, and I will go a bit more. And we have our sheet with stripes. Very fresh. This part is ugly, but I don't mind. I just cut the ugly parts simply, and I will cut it in half in the middle of the sheet, and I will make small bells. This is better to measure this length because if we want to have same size bells, one longer, one shorter, it's not good for earrings, but you got the idea. So just cut into 5 or 6 sections. I sometimes cut one more because sometimes not every is perfect, so I like to have one more for sure. And again, just I don't think much about it. Just cut this direction first. This is faster if you do this way. And second direction. And that's it. And again, they are a bit smaller. This is about 20 millimeters, very small. And bend them. If you think about opposite directions of stripes, this one, be careful because each single imperfections, you know, they're moving, will be very visible. So it's a bit harder. And I like this direction more. For me, it's more funny. And I think it looks better. And we make 5 more petals. You can bend it in your hands also, but this really helps. Just touch and close. These are very small now. It's a bit harder to make small than bigger ones, of course. And also the length of the belt, this is a very long one, is harder. So for the beginning, for the first try, the best version is shorter, about 2.5 centimeters, and medium setting of pasta machine. Yeah, not one less medium, just medium. So it will be easier for you to try, because it looks simple, but sometimes it is not. And it needs a bit practice for the beginning, but not a lot of, just a bit of. And pinch the funny bells together. We have the last one, and we will attach them. So yes, I'm now assembling this bell. I like the straps. These are blue and white. Marine style. I have 6. Okay, so I can show you with 6. Yeah, because if you make 6, okay, it can happen this. So you don't want it. So we need to bend them a bit this way and this way, and we connect them together. And you can just fix the shape. And we have funny small 6 petals guy. Use your needle or toothpick or piece of wire or anything you have available at home and just pinch the edge. And you can't smooth it like this because you will destroy the stripes. So just gently, and we can again, oops, open slowly the bell. And that's it. This one is a bit wider than this one, is more narrow. I personally like more with 5 than with 6, but it doesn't matter because you can really play with. It's simple and it has many possibilities. And bake again like this or like this. Doesn't matter, on the paper or in the cornstarch. I made this one, it's not very nice, just from scrap, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 petals, just shape is different. And there is a big space in the middle, so I just put piece of red scrap, what I had into the center. But yeah, it could be made nicely, but it was just a test what happened. And if you have 8, the hole in the middle happened. Yeah, so this is example of 7. Also, when you make a long, this is a mokumegane surface, works nicely with this technique, better for bigger bells. On small, it is not visible. And I just simply twist it. So I will show you twisting. It's funny, just like this. And twist. And it's twisted. You might like it. So twisting is possible, or you can use any different stripes. Is this dark blue metallic blue and blue-green, or I played with the shape like a snake. It's just very organic version. I don't know what to do with, but maybe you will. And I also made this tiny baked on eye hat, because you can use it as a decoration also. Yeah, it could be nice for some arrangement. You can make a bigger one and make some nice flower arrangement for doors, or I forgot how to say the round from the you know what I mean probably. And I used also some crackle patterns. They are also interesting. They are from Jana Honerová class. It looks very nice. It needs to be a small pattern because big will disappear. And my crackle, it looks like a blue birch. And this is a gold parallax inside. So because it was a scrap piece, I just play with. And you can put something on the top also. This is a flower cookie cutter. And maybe we can make a test with silk screen, because I don't use silk screen much. So this will be very first test of mine. So we will see. So I made some silk screen. I don't know if it is visible. I hope so. This is silk screened sheet. This is yellow on the green. It's a bit sticky. Maybe I don't have a good acrylic paint for it, but let's see. And this is already underlaid. And when you want to make silk screen, and you like to do it, it must be applied on the just proper thickness, because you don't want to go through the pasta machine and make or destroy your pattern. So first, 2 colors together, middle setting or one less, and then apply your coat. This one, it's a lovely dot. It's a stencil. And this is pan pastel on it, because I unfortunately don't have any silk screen like this. And it doesn't work because, you will mess it completely when you assemble it. And it also don't stick together because this is the powder. So this doesn't work definitely. Yeah. So forget for powders. Just acrylic sticky paint is okay. So I will try one. Unfortunately, I don't have better silk screen. It should be something very detailed and small for our bells, but we can make a test. I will make simply 6. I hope it's same. This one is thicker, but I don't mind. You can, of course, measure if you like. We'll cut. Yes. And let's see what happened. It should work, yeah, but it's crackling a bit. Yes. But it's crackling. Because the green clay was not very fresh. So this can happen. It's good. I can show you what happened if you don't have very fresh clay. And also the same for this. It looks okay, flexible enough, but I made it months or 2 months ago. And when I want to bend it, it will break completely. So the fresh clay is really essential. Soft, fresh, better than the dry. Because this bending, it's very aggressive somehow. You can fix it sometimes. When you use your needle tool or knitting needle and just roll and close somehow. It's annoying a bit, but it could work. But definitely silk screen will work with this, but please just use a fresh clay because this happened. So for this, it's about, yes, it's very dry. It's dry clay. So I think I showed you the all what I wanted, and I will go through all my pieces here again. And I clean my table a bit because I have a mess immediately. I don't know how the people do. They have nice clean table. I can't do it. So completion, how to make this. It's of course very, very easy. So I baked these orange pink ones. I really like this combination. Maybe I don't know why, but I like it. And I make pink orange. So probably you already discovered that you can just flip your solid colors over, and one make pink and another make orange, and they will match together nicely, and it's easy. So you have this. These are very sharp shaped, and they could be fragile because it's a very thin edge. But I wanted to see what happens if I will cut them like this. And you have just, the main idea was I cut very sharp shape. Normally I cut this, and in this case I cut like this. So this is what happened. Why it is like a lily flower. I overbaked my clay a bit. So it's not fragile. In case of Premo, I bake on 140 almost, and it's more flexible than fragile. So I recommend it to do overbaking for these tiny pieces, because if not, they can be very fragile. Especially if you make the tiny ones, because there's a big difference between this and this. It's nice earring, looks gorgeous and fits to everybody almost, but I like these small, tiny, funny, but they must be baked well. This is a scrap, very first of. You can see they have long this eye pin and short. And in case of completion, this is really simple. You have an eye pin, and you will go through. Just Yeah, it's okay. You can hang something on it, like in this case. These are beads just moving. It's funny, I like it. Or you can do it without and assemble 3 of them or more. You can have hundreds tiny ones and make really big earrings connected from these funny bells, because they are very easy and it's gorgeous. And in case of this, yeah, I forgot. This is normally a little bit baby or shaped that. So I just cut it, baked a bit, because this head, this is the metallic cap, or you can make from polymer clay also. You can make one from polymer clay. So just go through, use this. Oh, this is part I'm really not good in it, the completion. So, but ta-da, it's done. And now it's just time to cut off this, or you can put a bead here also if you like. There is 100 possibilities, and make a loop easily. It's easy. And you have prepared one for completion. And this is, yeah, if you want to connect more than one, just put more than one or 2 or 3 together on one hook, or like I did this way. This way I like, because you can see when you wear it, you can see this. If you have just this version, this is not visible, and it's a pity because this is more beautiful part of the bead, of the bell. So I like the funny ones together, and they are simply on the hook, nothing more. Just, you know, I'm not really good in completion at all, so I'm sure you will create much better pieces than I did. But I just want to share this idea of simple bells, because you can play with. You can use any silk screen, stripes, blends, looks gorgeous. You can play with beads here, 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 or I don't know where else. There are hundreds versions, long, short. This was the very first piece I made. Green, pink, this is not very knitted, it's visible. And I don't have a second one because my dog ate it. She played with this, I don't know how it happened, but I found her with the second earring, so I have just one. Yeah, this is gold acrylic inside of the 6, and there is a perfect pearl on it. So if you like the pearl, you can use a powder and bake, and it needs some sealant probably. Yeah, and Jana Honorova attending, so I use her veneer on this spell. I really like it. It's very organic, cool on this one also. So if you have, but you need to, when you have a veneer, it must be fresh. You can't wait, because if yes, it will crackle a lot. Any veneer. Yeah. I play with some scratches. This is not very nice piece, but idea is texturing. This is the Makome Gane twisted. I like the Makome Gane, but not this, but smaller one could be beautiful. other blends. There is a antique gold inside, and turquoise and purple on the top. And if you have a long blend, you can make two pieces opposite. So when we have this blend, you can cut here the triangle or here the triangle, and you will have similar but not same matching pieces. Very simply and quickly. This is important. Time, yeah. And this one I made according to Anička technique from the previous demo I tried to use, and it needs a heat gun to fix it to be glossy, but it's also interesting. So it's a white clay, black inside, and some pan pastels on it, and liquid clay, and yes, and after heat gun it will be glossy like porcelain or something like it, and could be nice also. So you can paint it. You make just white and black and paint whatever you want and fix it by sealant or liquid clay or anything what you like to use. It's up to you. And these are the blue green. This is my favorite combination, blue green. Yeah, long ones. They will look nice. So if you have any questions, I think it's so simple that this is a very tiny mokume one. It's cute. I like it. You can use it for rings. It could be nice, you know, like this. Cool. Yeah. I like it. So maybe could be a ring with more of them, 2 or 3. I can imagine. It's funny. I would like it. I mean, I will make one for me. And yes, this funny with tiny balls. It's funny. If you want to attach balls anywhere, always use liquid clay. So touch liquid clay and then put a ball, because it will be strong connection and they will not falling down. If you don't use liquid, you will lose your little balls. So this is important, use liquid always. I just use a toothpick this way, touch, and then attach small balls. And what else? And this is, I think, all of my, yeah, this is really tiny one, very thin, organic, and it has this ugly unknitted top. It should be cut it off this way, and the cap will nicely sit on it. Yeah, so you don't have to care about this. Just organically pinch it, close it, bake it, and then we will fix everything after baking. Also, if you have some fingerprints on it, you can use a sanding sponge and sand them off a bit, because probably there will be some, and I don't like if they are visible. But in case of Premo, it's okay because it's fingerprint resistant clay. Yeah. So upper desk, yes. So upper top. Questions? Yes. I will clean my table and show you the upper. I always use a very thin clay. It is number 7 on the pasta machine of Atlas, and the thinnest setting on Imperia. Yeah, So because Imperia has less settings than Atlas. Atlas has very thin, but 7 is okay. You can use a cutter. I will bring it. A flower cutter. This is my flower collections of cutters. Yeah. I like to use stars. Little stars works. For 5 petals, 5 is nice. It can be flower also, or this kind of flower, but small one. Yeah. And I think this size of star will be okay for this big bell. So I simply cut the star. Okay. Texture it a bit by texturing sponge. It looks better if textured. You need to grab it, make a hole in the center, and then I need a needle again. I will put it. There is enough space in the center of the bell, so you easily go through. And then I will put it like this and just make it. Now, and you have the cap covered. Because it was not nicely cut it, I will fix it by knife. You know, the cutters sometimes make the edges ugly, but you can fix it. By scalpel. Just press. That's better. Now, and we have nice, simple matching cap. Yeah. I think. And you don't have to do it, or you can do it. It's up to you. If sometimes you want to cover the ugly, messy part, especially in stripes, they are ugly. You want to cover them, so you can go again. I will try to cut it better. No, it's still ugly. You know, the star is tricky to cut nicely. I don't know why. Texturing eye. So, and then again, use a needle. And simply place, and it will cover the ugly top. So that's it. And bake exactly like this, or in cornstarch or anything what you like to use for baking. And it depends on clay, really. Premo, it's for lazy people. I am lazy, so Premo is my favorite because no fingerprints almost, baking without any special equipment. I really like it. Yeah. But all clays are good if you like them. Yeah. So I think it's all. If you have any questions, I don't know what question you might have because it's so simple. But if you have any, just let me know. And I will switch.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Instead of these star shaped caps, you can
Mhm.
maybe put like little leaf canes.
Yes, it would be beautiful with canes. Yes, you are right. That's great. If leaf canes, yes, if you have leaf canes and you don't know what to do with them, you can apply them here and they would be beautiful. Maybe canes, uh, fresh canes. You can use also fresh canes for making petals. That could be a great idea because I like those simple projects because you can apply many techniques on them and play with and make really original design with just very simple idea. Yeah. So yes, I think I might like a leaf paints. Or also you can bake the piece and you attach some textured leaves, original, you know, little leaves with texture, attach them into this, print the real leaf. It would be beautiful also. They are like from fairies, from fairy tale, the blended one. Yeah, I really like the blends.
Or you can maybe make some sort of messy wire work, like a little
Yes,
nest.
yes, yes, the nest.
Wrap it around and
Yes,
make it a
yes,
little
if you
messy
can,
and make it like that.
yes, yes, if you can do it. Or
And make it maybe make on dangling leaves, you know.
yes, yes, anything, because yeah, you can combine the flower and leaf and maybe bead or ball, anything, because it's just a component for earrings. I made those three together, but yes, why not a leaf? Why not a berries? Or there is really hundreds options, and because this is flower and it fits everybody, I guess. Yeah, sometimes some designs are very versatile, and flowers and ladies, they work together very well, I think. For me, it works. And I like to wear flowers on many ways. Yeah, so with leaves, with some interesting beads you made from clay or glass beads or metal beads, because there is endless uh, possibilities with the metal components you have. You can use a caps with some interesting details, but I have some, but none of them were uh, suitable for them, for these bells. So I use just the simple stainless steel caps, and this have a yellow caps with glass beads. Easy, yeah. But yes, I think there's many ideas you will have, and I didn't. So that's, I think, all. And I have already table completely messy, like usually. You know, this is not a very needed professional video. Now that's me. I have a mess always on my table. Doesn't matter how big table is, I will have a mess.
Well, that's a realistic situation, to be honest. I think everybody,
Yeah, yeah.
as soon as starts making something with clay, it's already a mess. So.
Yes, I'm really expert of making scrap and mess on my table. Yeah, me and Carol Simmons. We
And
are
Anna Maria likes also to
Anna
make mess.
Maria. Yeah. So
We agreed with Pavla that normally we like to work on a 10 centimeter multiplied with 10,
yes,
and then it goes down to 5 multiplied with 5 centimeter, the surface. So that's the
yes,
ideal working surface.
yes. And this is exactly what I have. It's maybe
Well,
this.
that's the definition of skill, you know,
Yes,
being able to work in such terrible conditions.
yes. You know, and I have a big studio now, and I work on 15 centimeters. Yeah, now, of course, because you have to see something. Yeah, but this, yes, this is okay. Clay blade size of working space. It's according to blade. In my case. And it happens all the time. I start with the big space and slowly, no space here. Yeah, and mess all around. It's crazy. But yeah, I hope I'm not only one who has this problem. I am not able to organize myself better, to clean all nicely during the work. No, I am so focused on the pieces that I completely stop thinking about cleaning, and it's visible within 10 minutes. Just completely mess. No. I will. Yes, I have funny hair now after class, and just one earring. I will. Okay, much better now. So, or we can stop recording, I think. Yeah. And next demo is on 13th February at 7 p.m. I will.
נכון, זאת בהחלט אפשרות. אז אנחנו יודעים היום שלמתחסנים ולמחלימים יש דבר מאוד משמעותי, יש להם תור בדיוק, ואנחנו